Hey everybody, it's Greg from Rev. I wanted to give you a video update on the MAX90 situation, since it's actually much easier to describe this in a visual way than as a long text post with a bunch of diagrams. So came to our attention last week as teams started to get these in assembling that some teams are experiencing some difficulties with the MAX90 gearboxes, and so we take reports of those issues real seriously. We turn them off on our website, and we have been going through all of the additional units that we have in stock to kind of understand what exactly is going on and how we're going to address it. So first of all, let's talk about the root cause, and then we'll talk about a little bit of diagnostic. So the root cause of the issue is actually twofold. These bevel gears, turns out that some of them have a little bit of a deformed the teeth are not as clean as we would have liked them to be in width. There was just a little bit of a machining problem. That plus the tolerance on the height of the ridge that sets the height of this gear when it's actually in the gearbox. Those two things combined have the potential to create tight spots or kind of like a hard spot or a binding in this gearbox. But because it's a machined part and we have a tolerance across all of our parts, it's a stack up of those tolerances between the plates, the gears, the bearings, all the way down the thing. So the good news is that we have assembled lots more units, and we have a good understanding. Basically about 70% of gearboxes that are out there in the world are totally fine, like totally great. We graded these as A grade, right? So if you think about it, this is an assembled gearbox. It's an A grade. If you think about it like a fidget spinner, you can put it between your fingers and just flip it around, and you'll have no resistance at all to the motion of this gearbox. And so that is a perfectly fine gearbox. I don't think anybody would have emailed us if they saw this in their shop. Then there's the B grades, and B grades, represent the bulk of the 30% that are left, and these have a little bit of a tight spot. So if you were to do the same test and you were to flip it in your hand, you'll notice that it's got a spot that it hangs. So the reason that this is a B and not a failure for us is that while we wish that this was perfectly smooth, that little tiny hard spot that's right there is very, very small, and it will actually wear in as you use the gearbox. Similar to the kit gearbox, the little bit of teeth grinding on each other will make this totally fine. It's not going to really decrease the load much, and you won't even be able to tell when it's actually on your robot. Okay, so then we talk about the worst ones. So these are bad ones where you can get them to move, but when you hit the hard spot, a ton of force doesn't allow you to continue to rotate these. So this is a bad gearbox. So what we've done is we've sorted all the gearboxes that we have. We know approximately how many of different types we think are out there in the world. If you have any problems with any of the ones that are in your shop, reach out to support. We will either send you a replacement, or we'll refund your team, and we'll take care of you that way. For the rest of our stock of gearboxes, we know that these are used on the EveryBot, and so a lot of people are concerned because a lot of teams are trying to buy EveryBots right now, or going to build EveryBots for the season, buying the parts they need. So the only ones that we'll put back in stock next week are going to be ones that are going to be in the A and B category. So we are going to make these available, the ones that have that little tiny, small, little sticky spot, because ultimately it does not really impact the performance much. This is just kind of the situation that we are in this year on trying to make do on this and kind of make the best of this situation. But we will be trying to remanufacture these gears, and when we do remanufacture these gears, I'll give more of an update on that, where we'll be able to ship new gears to teams. So if you have one of these kind of sticky gearboxes and you put it on your robot and it works just fine, we'll be able to make these available to you so that you can do a swap out for something that's going to remove that problem and convert a B to an A. And that's kind of where we're at. This should have been caught during our incoming QC process. Our process is about We build units, put them together, we inspect a whole bunch of different things about them, and for a number of different reasons, we didn't catch this one. And so that's totally on us. So what we're gonna do is what we can do to make it right. And so if you've got any questions or concerns, please reach out to support@revrobotics.com, and we will do the best that we can to support you. And we wish you all the best with the rest of the build season.